Thursday, December 14, 2023. DLB. Here I have a couple of parts that have arrived. I think that I'm missing a couple of those, 1-2 parts. Now the gasket for the high pressure pump housing of the vacuum pump is there. Here I have piston connecting nodes. I already set up the ring gap. It's number 1, 2, 3, 4 for the cylinders, corresponding to the cylinders. Okay, the ARP starts here. Head gasket, exhaust manifold, turbocharger gasket, intake manifold seal. Crankshaft here need to go for washing. Crankshaft bearing caps. These are the old main bearings. That's the thrust washers. Cooling jets, the bolts, sensor. Okay. Here the new crank main bearings. Okay. Thrust washers, main bearing, connecting bearings. These are the new crankshaft bearing cap bolts. These are the old one, and these are the side one, new one, and old one. I need to use a plastic cage once again, like any other time. All right, to make sure that it's okay, based on color code, what says the crankshaft and what says the engine block. Now, the engine block, this is how I have received it from the machine shop. I need to go to degrease it. I need to go outside to clean it from the oil that has, because it has the machining oil. So that's how it looks like from up. Didn't fall down, nice. Okay, I need to go and remove this oil and wash it all for a final. All right, looking good. It's exactly the same procedure like any other build on the CJX, CHH, DLB, DJH, exactly the same clearance, tolerance, same piston ring gap, like any other time, same torque specs. So I don't want to delay the engine. When I finish the engine, I have to give it to the guys and then to install it on the car. We will gonna see also the first start for this engine. The DJH over there, it's a short block. It's we have only the block. On this one, we have also the car. So you're gonna see also the first start for this engine. Okay. All bearings are here like any other time. Okay. Fine. Let's start. Okay, after washing the block, I put the main bearings in order. Okay. The last one is the black one. And you can see, like I said here, red, and the last one it's S, because in German language the black it starts from S. All right, then the lower one we have yellow, blue, blue, yellow, 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 blue, blue, yellow. Yeah, mixed up. Hey, lovely. Ah no, sorry, I did mix up. That's a number 5. That's a number 5. So we're looking for here. That's a number 1. Sorry, here yellow, yellow. Correct? Blue, blue, and yellow. Yay, lovely. I'm right. It was just, it's pointing like the engine. Like the crankshaft, it's pointing this way. Same thing here. Now, I'm a little bit confused because I have the stock connecting bearings and I have also the calico, the coated bearings. Which one should I use? I need to ask the office. Now, getting the plastic cage, taking the one measurement to see, keep in mind that it's very low mileage, it's a cast iron block, it should be beautiful out of the box, okay? Just putting the correct color bearings and everybody happy. I'm gonna move it a little bit faster because I need to give this engine to don't delay the owner, the customer. Let's continue. Inside of these boxes, I'm gonna put the old main bearings and the thrust washers in this nylon bag and need to be returned back to the owner like any other time. The used bolts, I need to use it for the plastic cage, and then when I finish with the plastic cage, I need to use the new bolts like any other time. Let's see where am I now. I was just reading the reading wheel here to see that it does have too much run out, or I didn't bend it by mistake. It's perfect fine. No need to be here anymore. No need to be here anymore. Leave it there. It's not magnetized stainless steel. We're gonna stay there or we're gonna destroy it. Okay. We're gonna find out. Then, reading wheel like any other time, all right? The actual movement of the crank like any other time. Then one test with the wrench here to see that it doesn't bite anywhere. The crank, okay, that makes 360. Find the new bolts, the new side bolts. The old bolts are here. I'm gonna put instead of this nylon bag, it was the new one, back to the customer. There was, inside of this bag, it's written quantity 10, but I had an extra bolt. Take a look. Don't ask me why. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, okay? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, yeah, didn't forget any. Fine, and another one extra. Okay, yeah. What else? Plastic gates, I have to take care a little bit the table here. Yeah, need to put, yes, dang it. The calico bearings, it's for the DJH. The stock bearings goes to the DLB. I asked the office and they said to me, it's these bearings, it goes to the DLB. All right, perfect, fine, no worries. Okay, the cooling jets are in place, okay, already in place. Crankshaft's been bolted down, it's been torqued down properly with the lubrication, fine, with assembly grease and high viscosity lubricant like any other time. Beautiful. Let me clean a bit the table here. Let me throw outside of the boxes. I have to put the bearings and the thrust washer, like I said, to have some space here to move on. Next thing is the piston connectors. That, like I said, yeah, I have to clean it, take it out. Piston rings being gapped already. All right. Washing the connectors and the pistons, get some, the weight of the piston and connectors, it's supposed to be beautiful like any other time, just double checking for a peace of mind, and then installing it on the engine. You're gonna see that installed, obviously. All right. I need to check also the main bearings, the connector bearings, just in case, to be safe. Yeah. Moving on. Give me a second to take care of this mess. Now, after washing the connecting rods that don't have oil on it, some rough measurements, because I don't want to have any surprise at the end. You know, to prepare everything, get measurements, weight, and ready to install it, and then to have a clearance issues or whatever. One easy test is you put the wrist pin in both pistons side by side to see the compression height. This is the fastest way to make sure that it's not one piston here and the other one where I'm pointing and the other one down there. And it looks like it's the same. All right. Another one quick checkup is you put the wrist pin here through both connecting rods, and then you see, you just try to feel it. Like I said, it's a rough measurement. Why? Because this is a DLB, this is a new engine. So if they change something, I want to find out now, not later on. Get my point? Makes sense, I guess. The same thing also for the connector bearings, and it's gonna be very helpful. The vise for the connecting rods, that I didn't have this before, and this amazing tool, because I can check the clearance. It's much easier. I can just measure here, zero it out, all right, get the measurement from here and get the measurement from the journal, and everybody happy. Now, like I've said before, these are the installation instructions for the piston, okay? Specification sheet, fine. For the cross hatch, for the ring gap, all right? And this is for the connecting rods. This specific is for the ARP L9. Is an L19 this one? Yes, it is an L19. How much you should torque down. And there is also stretch value, but yeah, never mind. So, you get the picture right. Just one update. Let me get some measurements, like I said. Let me check the connecting of bearings, the new one versus the old one, to make sure that we are okay, the thickness, clearance, then washing for final, once again, the pistons and the connecting rods, because here I have still the bolts on and has some grease inside. This doesn't have. and the other two bolts are here. That does have a grease at all. Okay, need to put ARP assembly grease to torque it down with the connecting rods, a little bit one film of oil to don't hurt the bearings and get some measurements. And I have to change also the fingers on this because it's not gonna give me the chance. No, it might give me, yeah, no, it has adjustment. Okay, fine. Some assembly lubricant, you know, to be everybody happy, don't hurt the new bearings. That's it. That's the difference. The DJH, I have done this before, it's not the first DJH, but from a DLB, because newer, I would like to know before it happened, before anything happened, to be prepared, you know, to don't have any problem. I don't know if they change the compression height, if they change the compression, the connecting rod, all right? So some rough measurements, and then if I see that's completely off, then you're gonna get the actual measurements and you put it down. I need to get also the weight, just to see as a comparison. It's gonna be very helpful if I had my notes, because I had the stock weight for the CHH, CJX, DJH. I didn't put it because it was the same weight, by the way. Hey, all right. You know what I would gonna like to do? You wanna know my opinion on that? You see this wrist pin? This is the OEM wrist pin. Thing is that it's a little bit longer than the aftermarket one. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Just only I'm saying that, you see, it looks beautiful. To minimize the friction between the wrist pin and the small end of the connecting rod. It's gonna be nice. Actually, if I had the lathe here, I'll be able to machine it a little bit to reach at the same height with that and use this one. But no, think again. See? The aftermarket one's much more thick. It will gonna minimize the friction, but this is much more beefy, more strong. And when you're talking about performance, yep, it will not gonna change anything. This, they have it like the low friction piston rings, like the cross hatch what they have from the factory. Same thing also with this one, is to minimize the parasitic losses. It will gonna work fine without any headache, without any problem. So, anything else? No, nothing else. I'm finishing now the video here. Later on, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna install it, okay? This is straightforward. If I'm happy with the clearance, with the bearings, with the pistons, the connecting rods and everything is fine, I'm gonna install it. I have the piston rings that's been already gapped here, all right, fine. I'm gonna install it, then I'm gonna show you that's been in place, all right? I already explained what I'm gonna do. Thank you. Oh, thank you, I'm continuing the video. Moving on. Beautiful, just beautiful, like any other time. I like it, I love it. It will gonna run perfect. Nice. I check also with the bridge. It's beautiful. It's by 2-3,000 millimeter. All right. I was expecting to be within 100, but I never used the bridge before with a 1,000 millimeter, and I have 3,000 millimeter plus minus. It's perfect. I cannot ask something more than this. Now, let me take care of these things. I have to make the engine upside down to torque down the connecting bolts for final to be okay and to continue the rest. Finish by torquing down the connecting bolts and a little bit massage on the oil jets down over there to don't have any contact either with the connecting rod or with the piston. Yep. Plenty of clearance, fine in all of them. Yep, nice. We are looking good, beautiful. Moving on. Taking care a little bit of the tools. I already checked the clearance between the connector and the crankshaft. Here, it's fine. Let me put inside the tools that I don't want to use now. The ARP assembly grease. I'm gonna use it again for the studs, but not now, yeah? So I'm gonna keep it outside. Taking care of the tools and moving on. And piece of connecting rod back again over there to return to the customer. I stopped the build for almost 3-4 minutes. I came here to smoke one cigarette. I throw the gloves, okay? This I have to put a new one actually. Keep it down there. Why? Because I had the feeling, I had the feeling that I forget something. I said, you know what? I put the upper oil pan, alright? I put the pump, I torque it down, I put also the frame inside, I put the oil pan, the plastic one with a new seal, the oil level sensor with a new seal and the 3 nuts, the drain plug back in place. Alright, before of that, I make the alignment here to be flush, to don't have any problem, the seal or the transmission when gonna come here. Here front, I have put in place the guides, okay, for the balance shafts. I have already fixed on timing this gear to this gear, and this gear, it's on this mark here, the double is here on the wide guide, then there is another one here, one mark in place, the tensioner, alright, and down here, correct. It's been torqued down, double checked. Then, the tensioner for the oil pump chain, the chain, okay, and then there is one dot on the oil pan. I put it back again as it was, so don't have any headache. The main timing chain hanging down, and I'm scratching my head. I say, what the fuck? Why? What I'm forgetting? By the way, yeah, that's the amount of sealant, like any other time. All right, a minimum. You can barely see it down there. All right, fine. I'm gonna show you now what I'm forgetting. I'm forgetting for this shit. This thing, it comes here. That's the one that I'm forgetting. Dang it. That's the second time that I found this one. Either the older engines that didn't have at all, and this is a new thing, or on the previous engines it was missing completely. Now, I remember it. Obviously, I had it in the boxes over there. It's been washed, I put back in place, and now finally I can continue. I can move on. Dang it. And I didn't even smoke the cigarette, you saw? See this? Yeah, the story of my life, that's what's happening. I'm lighting up a cigarette and then it's ending up the ashtray smoking the cigarette. Move on. What I'm doing, I'm gonna show you actually later on. I'm gonna put the cylinder head, the head gasket and these things. Some of the old parts are here, some seals. This is the oil pump seal, bearings, and a couple of other stuff I'm keeping it here because I don't have a box. I have a box, but these are very good boxes and I want to keep it. So I don't have a box that I don't want it to use it. I might find one. We're gonna see. Okay, continue. Engine upside up. I place the head gasket. I inspected it, don't have any piece from the carton because sometimes there are some small pieces. I wrap the chain here at this point. It didn't hit anything. Let's place the cylinder head with a light. Like this better? Better for the video, worse for me. Inspecting for the last time the cylinder head. Looks nice and beautiful, okay, from the port side, from where you're gonna see. It's nice, no carbon. I already lapped the valves, less than a minute per valve, just only to see the pattern and to see that it has a good contact, to don't have any headache. So now, time to put it together. And that's it, that's simple. So now, they're looking good, good alignment here. Little bit on the left, yeah, nice, good. Make a little bit on the left to align properly here the small M6 bolts, the 30 torques that are coming here. Now, it's the time for, where I'm pointing, I don't know. Studs. I have mentioned 1 million times, I'm gonna mention that again. I'm not putting the studs under the cylinder head. I refuse to scratch the cylinder head on the studs and goes aluminum shavings on the head gasket. I refuse to do that. I'm always doing it with this way. What I mean by that? I'm putting it from up. You can do it. It's simple. It's much easier. And it's much more clean if you're asking me, at least. First, I'm putting the ARP grease here, okay? Then I'm getting the nut with one hand, sorry, just a second. Then I'm putting the nut that much inside, okay? Then you're getting your washer this way, and you're putting it here. And you're squeezing it up. You remove the extra from all around, just a second. You get the 532, and then you just placing it in place. Nicely, gently down. Then by hand, you're driving it in. Watch it, see how nice it's gonna be. When it stops, you stop. That's it. That's what you want. I already checked that before I put the cylinder head, before I put the pistons, just only with the block. I take the studs and I check all of them to see that it's showing the same height with a straight edge, okay? There is some small difference, but not something crazy. So you put like this, how nice. You're not struggling, right? Let me put the rest. Cylinder head, it's been torqued down. All right. Making some space here to move on. Now you may ask, why you have the piston here, the old piston here, and you didn't put it over there, right? Yeah, I have the piston here to don't forget to mention this. Because I put an aftermarket pistons and connecting rods, this doesn't mean that you're not gonna burn the piston ring, okay? What I mean by that? But if you keep the same tune and you repeat again the same thing, guess what will gonna happen? You will gonna burn the top compression ring, like this one, like also the rest, actually, not only this one, all of them. Fuck, you know what? It came out of my mind. Dang it, I forget since yesterday the pulley inside of the Vaporust. This for the 113K. Yeah, this is the water pump pulley. Because it was a little bit rusty. Yeah, I know, it's for the 113K. It just now came to my mind. Yeah, I'll go and see that later. What I was saying, dang it, I was saying that there was 2 broken pistons, okay, and all 4 pistons, they have the top compression ring burned, okay? It loses the tension, it's gone. If you keep the tune, again, the same as it was, and you start pushing the car, exactly what happened before, you will not gonna crack the piston. You're not gonna be able to crack these pistons, but you're gonna be able to melt these pistons if you want. You can melt it. And regarding the piston rings, yes, there is a 0.55 millimeter gap on the top ring. Okay, yes, there is a room to go somewhere, but if you burn it, it's not gonna have a tension. You're gonna stay in one position. Makes sense, right? So, and again, they're not aftermarket piston rings out of diamond, right? So that's what I have to say. That's why I had here the piston and I didn't put back in place. Now I can put back in place, all right? Because I said what I want to say. I remember it. Okay. Now I need to remove the pulley from the from the Vaporust. Yeah. Let me put this piston here. I'm gonna deal with the old parts later on. Put also, yeah, okay, fine. Moving on. Yeah, the nylons, I'm throwing it down on the floor for now. Give me a break. Lifters, camshafts, timing chain with the guides, and the tools. I need also the timing tools. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, it's okay. Assembly grease, sealant, all right. Fine. Then we have down here, all right, there where it's supposed to be, and one notch here, the mark here, the gear, the same thing here. 1, 2, 3. Lovely. It's been torqued down to specs. It's been torqued down. Now it's the time for the cover. Let's close also this front. I have the damper pulley here. I have to unwrap it. Yep. Moving on. I need to cut these pieces here from the sealant. It didn't cure yet. Okay. Yeah, moving on. We are looking good. That's it for today. We need an oil filter. It does have an oil filter inside. Alright, need to torque down the damper pulley. I haven't torqued it down. From this side it's fine. So we have torqued down the damper pulley, oil filter, crankshaft rear seal, and the dual mass flywheel bolts. 2, 4, 6. 6. No, it's not 6, it's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yes, 8. Okay, go figure out. 2, 4, 6. Yay, lovely. And it's missing 2 bolts here. The guys outside, they have the bolts for the crankshaft rear seal because they remove it outside. Alright. This I'm gonna do it when we're gonna remove it from the stand. I'll leave it there. Then we're gonna turn it. Yeah, classic. Alright. You're gonna hear the first start. Tomorrow we're gonna give it to the guys. The day after tomorrow, what day is today? I don't even remember what day is today. Today it's Thursday. Okay, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So Saturday we're gonna hear it running. Once again, damper pulley, oil filter, crankshaft rear seal, and they're missing 2 of the dual mass flywheel bolts. Lovely. Spark plugs already in place. Excellent. Finish. Let's go outside to see the rest. Yeah. But what the rest? I need to dump also on this box. I brought this box inside here because here I have old seals, pistons, bolts, damper pulley bolt, all these things. Yeah. These are empty, these are empty. This goes back to the customer, and it's supposed to be also some other stuff outside. Yeah, just throw it here. After that, I'm gonna throw it there. That's it. Thank you very much. Over and out. I hope to remember to upload the video, and I hope that I'm not gonna delete the video. Wish me luck. We're gonna find out. Thank you.